Alrighty, what's up? What's up? So hopefully I think I got enough memory on this phone to talk about this topic. So check this out. A friend of mine and I were sitting down talking the other day, and she asked me about the community here. Do I feel like there's a sense of community, particularly from the various Facebook groups where a lot of people tend to get information about Merida. So if you don't know about this, if you're considering moving to Merida or any other part of Mexico or any other part of the world, there are Facebook groups that you can join and you can get local information from other foreigners or expats or immigrants that are currently in that town or that city or that country. So for example, if you're thinking about moving to Merida, you can go to the Facebook group section. You can do a search, type in something like Merida expats living in Merida, moving to Merida, or just Merida by itself, Merida, Yucatan, Merida. And it'll bring up all the groups that are in that area. Then you can join those groups. Generally, an administrator or moderator will approve your request and accept you into the group. And there, many of these groups many are small, many are big, and they may have 5,000 members or 20,000 members, and many of those members actually live here in the city or the country or the city that you're considering. And the beauty about that is you can go post and ask questions about whether or not, hey, what's the best neighborhoods? Am I paying too much for this? What's the average rental range I should be looking at? How do I pay my electric bill? What events are going on? So you can get all kinds of feedback. Is it safe to live in this area? Or I hear it's not safe to live here. So ideally, when you join these groups, the thing you want to do before you start asking a bunch of questions, generally use the search feature and type in your questions or keywords or key phrases from your questions, because 9 times out of 10 your question has already been asked. If you need feedback on a recommended dentist or dermatologist, somebody most likely has already asked, and you could just type that in and find those answers. After you go through that and exhaust through that, then you can come back and start posting questions where you might not have an answer. Or the original person who might have posted the question that might have asked that question 5 years ago and is no longer valid, so you might need to get a refresher. So that's not what this video is about. But I'm just trying to give you a foundation of what this is about. So typically in these groups, people from, whether they're from the United States or Australia, Canada, Europe, or wherever, as you start posting and asking stuff, you generally start to kind of create relationships with some people in the group, many that are already in the country or city you're considering moving to. So what happens, and then you also start to see people post events saying, hey, we're gonna have this event, or hey, we're gonna get together on Thanksgiving and have our own Thanksgiving, or we're gonna get together on, say, Independence Day, 4th of July, and kind of do this, or we're gonna have our own October or Juneteenth festival or whatever. And so you have this sense of, you get this perception that there's a very active community of people that are together, forming relationships and bonds and doing stuff. So the young lady that I was with, and I had this conversation with other people as well. So she was like, do you get the sense that the communities that are online, do you feel that community in person now that you're here? Do you feel that there's a sense of community that people are involved in? Do you feel connected? The people you met online, have you met them in person? Do they exist? And that kind of turned into the thing of whether or not, there is a real community. So, and I'll break this down a little more. So, particularly for Merida and many other parts of the world, there generally are black groups that tend to have their own little subgroup within Facebook groups where they kind of mingle, black folks just trying to get together. Hey, is it safe for black people to live there? Are you discriminated against? Blah, 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 blah. And you'll see the same thing with other folks from other countries like Canadians. They'll have a group for them. Australians, they'll have a group for them. And so the question posed was, and here's the other thing that we discussed was, hey, the perception that people have back at home on what they believe is going to happen when they get to Merida, because of sometimes they're in these groups, they seen all of this stuff going on, this community, this connection, this camaraderie, they believe they're going to have that when they get here. So the question was posed, and again, I'm not a negative guy, but I do like to kind of make you aware and give you the facts, because this young lady and others have said, when I got here, Cartess, I didn't feel it. What I thought was going to be here was not here when I got here. Because again, when you're looking at social media, this is what I'm trying to be, I want you to be mindful of. When you see people here, not just here, but everywhere, you see people posting videos online where they're at a picnic together, or a birthday party together, or a group of folk getting together, hanging out, mingling, having a good time, going to dinners together. What you're seeing is a small highlight, a small fragment of their life. But the danger is, because these groups are so big, you're seeing a constant stream of these videos and photos coming across the feed. And it gives the illusion that this stuff is happening every day, and that this is a common thing that go down, that everybody's happy, everybody's together, everybody's having fun. And many times at some of these events, that is the truth. They are having fun, they are hanging out, they're having a blast in that moment. But the issue is, this stuff is not happening every day. And so, and when you get here and you try to meet some of these people outside of events that somebody might be hosting, you have a very difficult time meeting and intermingling with these folks. And the reason why, and this is not a bad thing, is folks that are here living here or any other part of the world, they have a life. They have family, they have children, they have a marriage, they have work, they got responsibilities. They might be running their own business, and so they occupied running their business. They might be day traders, and during the day they trading, and then they might have their free time in the afternoon. And that's the thing. Many folks are here for medical treatment, for health purposes. Many people do not have the time to just hang out and just go out with you and just chill. Again, one of the things I get every day, someone sends me a message, hey Cartess, I'm in town, can we hook up for dinner? I'm like, this is every day, sometimes multiple times a day. I'm like, man, I gotta take my daughter to her doctor appointment. She gotta go see her therapist. I gotta take my other one to class. I got to go to the therapist for myself, you know what I'm saying, get my situation worked out. Everybody has a life. Everybody that you see online, they have a life. The danger with social media is that everybody can post highlights of their life. And they might post videos like we did of us going to the cenotes, swimming in them underground caves and having a blast. Now, we've only did that once, and my daughter went a second time. But it looks like you're having all this fun. I post videos and pictures of us going out to eat. A lot of the content that I have is stored on my phone from weeks and months ago. And so as I post, again, you're seeing highlights. You don't see the actual day-to-day life, which I might make a video of one of an actual day, so you can get an idea of what we do on a regular daily basis. Get up, kids are homeschooled, they got schoolwork. My youngest daughter, she cooks dinner, but I pay her a little thing because we're trying to get on this keto diet. I pay her to cook these keto meals 5 days a week. My other one, she's on YouTube. I just hired her on to start answering comments and stuff like that on my behalf. Just to kind of take the load off and post stuff to my blog. So they have jobs. They have real stuff to do. My youngest one's birthday was just the other day. We went shopping downtown. I had to kind of put everything on hold just to spend the day with her. So, but beyond that, and I got a highlight video of that day just to kind of give you an idea of some of the shopping in the area downtown, shopping outside of the malls, the deals you can find. I'll post that soon. But some days I gotta take them to get their hair done. Right now, we want to learn how to play the piano, so I'm looking for a keyboard online, and then I'll need to find a piano teacher. So we have a life, and we try and spend it and do the things that are exciting for us, do the things that are moving us forward towards our goal and making life better for ourselves and for our family. And so I'm just letting you know, don't want you to get this false expectation that when you show up, this is going to be a daily life of fun. A lot of these people that have been here for, let's say, longer than 6 months or been here in a year, many folks are still trying to find their way, trying to find their path. Many people will come here, the weather might be a turnoff for them, and it's not that they're running back to the United States. They're willing to go explore other areas in Mexico to see if that might be a fit. And so they might hop there and stay there for 6 months or a year to see if that place might work. So people are still trying to find their way. So people are coming and going. Things are working out for many people and not working out for others. And it's stressful and it's hectic because you still have a day-to-day life. You still got to work. You still got to go grocery shopping. You still got to raise your kids. You still got to run that business. And by the end of the day, you exhausted. You ain't trying to see nobody. You know what I mean? So when the new people come into town, they think it can be all fun, peaches and ice cream. And life can be. But you're going to have to make your own way and make your own path. Now, yes, you can go to some of these events that they have, and these events are not every day. I want you don't get that false idea in your mind that these are regular events that are happening every day. Now, somebody in the groups might be hosting something, and 5 people might show up, or 50 people might show up, or 100 people might show up, depending on the event. And these are a great way to get plugged in where you can start to meet some people and just kind of start getting to know others. And generally, again, you're going to have to start making your own friends. So it's important that you have a purpose when you come here, because most folks that are here, they're not just hanging out all day. They got a life, and many of these folks' lives are very stressful. It's you know, I had surgery here. When I had thyroid surgery, I got sick. They had to remove my thyroid. Then my daughter was diagnosed with schizophrenia since we arrived, and so now we have treatment and being treated for that. You know, right now we're in the process of trying to find a psychotherapist, as well as possibly interview another psychiatrist to, you know, just check her out to see how we're moving along with the current doctor that we got. So this is real daily life stuff that's happening just in our family. I get calls from other folks that are currently here, people that I've built relationships with. Hey, Cartess, do you know a dermatologist that I can go to? You know another psychiatrist? Hey, Cartess, another friend of mine is having surgery at the end of this month, and she's very nervous about that. Another friend, actually two people is having surgery this month. Another family just arrived. They're dealing with some eye issues, glaucoma, cataracts. Other folks dealing with pain, back pain from surgeries that they've had. A lot of folks are just in pain and misery. And so they're here to get treatment. So that's really that's the topic. People are dealing with real life situations. So when you arrive, it's important. And I've talked about goals and all of that stuff in previous videos, but if you are retired and you have a lot of time on your hand, you're going to need to find something where you have purpose, because what's going to happen, you're going to be sitting up in that house looking at them four walls, because everybody else that's here, they got life going on. They got stuff they got to do, family to take care of, dinner to cook, breakfast to cook, house to clean, and everything. Now, life is generally much less stressful, can be much less stressful here, because you can afford to hire somebody to come clean, you hire somebody to come cook, hire somebody to take kids to school, you can hire a tutor, because now it's much more affordable. So the load can be taken off. That heavy load that you might have had back in the States can be removed. But it doesn't change the fact that folks got real lives. So it's very important that you have a purpose. You're gonna have to have something to do, because that time when it's just you and them four walls, it can drive you crazy. I personally know folks who have a hard time just sitting in the house by themselves. They go crazy. I know two ladies and two guys who struggle with that. You know, for the most part, they're retired. They have a lot of time on their hands. So you got to have a purpose when you get here, because you're going to get bored real quick, especially if you're waiting on events and waiting to hook up and connect with other people. It's hard. And I made this comment before. It's hard living a successful life abroad. You got to work at it and make it work, because as a foreigner, there's the language barrier. You got to make time to try and learn that. If you're here with children, you got to try and find ways and situations to make sure your children can interact with other kids, whether they're other foreigners or other locals that you're trying to get them mingled with. It takes a lot of work. Getting your kid to classes takes a lot of work. You know what I mean? So all the stuff that you was already doing at home don't go away just because you moved here. Particularly a lot of folks that are retiring and moving here are empty nesters for the first time. And they driving themselves crazy because for the first time they got all this time on their hand. They don't know what to do. So that's just something I wanted to share, because a lot of people, like I said, I had this conversation quite a bit over the last few months, and I was reminded with the conversation I had with this young lady a couple of days ago. I'm like, you know what? I think that's a good topic to talk about. So while there is community here, you're going to have to work at making those friends and those connections and building those relationships. This is not something where you just show up and everybody's going to be breaking their neck to come meet you. I often see posts all the time when somebody arrives, hey, I just got into town. Would anybody like to meet up for coffee? And when you go back and look at those comments, you'll generally see those posts, you'll generally see very few responses. It's not because folk don't want to meet up with you. Man, folk busy. They got a life. They got situations, they got circumstances, they got issues that they got to work on. So don't be discouraged. I'm not saying this to discourage anybody. I just want you to have the reality of what's likely to happen when you come. It's gonna take work. I'm just so happen to be in a unique situation whereby I've been building this channel and starting to get a little bit of followers. And so even when I'm walking down the street, hey, I seen you online. Hey, Cartess, I'm in the position where I get to meet people. Or when folks start moving here, say, hey, can you help me find a place? Can we meet up for this? Can we meet up? I'm in a unique situation where I'm able to meet a lot of people. And oftentimes there's a lot of folks I don't want to meet. I met some characters out here. Everybody, and I judge nobody because we all got our issues, but some folks, I got my own issues. I don't need anybody else's issues interfering with the issues that I already got going on and the problems I got going on. So figure out your purpose. Know what you're going to do. Have a game plan. Take some classes that you've always wanted to take. I'm excited that now I have a little bit of time to learn the piano. I've always wanted to play that. I told y'all a few months ago, and I think I did this at the beginning of the year, I wanted to learn how to play the piano. Now, 10 months into the new year, 2022, now I'm finally getting that piano. I was on Facebook Marketplace looking for someone who had some deals on some big grand keyboards. So I'm hoping to get one tomorrow. I made quite a few offers. So hopefully somebody will accept some of my offers, and I'll have my little piano tomorrow, or keyboard. And that's what I'm gonna do to blow some time. I always wanted to learn that thing. So if you're here and you got some time on your hand, go back in your mind and remember them things that you used to do when you had time, them things you used to enjoy. Like I said in the videos previously, I enjoy going to shoot pool. I enjoy bowling. Now I got this piano. I found an archery school out here. I want to kind of learn how to shoot. One of our shows we watch is called Alone. Works kind of like Naked and Afraid, where they drop you off in the middle of the woods somewhere and leave you out there. You gotta hunt for your own food. And so these guys be having these bows and arrows, and they be shooting birds and shooting to get their food, squirrels. And I'm like, that's probably a good skill to have. So I'm considering going and taking some archery classes because now it's affordable. You know what I mean? So I don't have a whole lot of time on my hand because sometimes when I'm out showing folks a place, I'm out all day. And like everybody else, after being out all day, you come home tired. This is work. Most folks here are working. Many folks here have remote jobs, and they working from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. And when they get off of that clock, they tired. And then when the weekend comes, just like weekends back at home, they tired. They trying to rest. After a little bit of time that they have to themselves to do some of the things that they like and kind of seek out some of those little pleasures that they wish to indulge now that they have some time. Sleeping in a little bit on Saturday, and then go out and do the thing they want. So life is good here. but you're going to have to make it good for you. Don't rely on others to make it good. Work out your plan and get a plan and a strategy and purpose so that you can have a quality life. You got to design this for yourself. I'm a year in, I'm at 15 months, June, July, August, September. So I'm at 15 months. We'll be rolling into 16 months soon. My lease is up in November. So I'm also looking for a place to live. I'm not going to renew my lease here. I think we will be hanging around a little longer because I did find, as I mentioned earlier, some English-speaking psychiatrists and some English-speaking psychotherapists for cognitive behavioral therapy, I think they call it. So we're going to hang around a little while longer, see if these physicians, doctors work out, which I'm grateful. I'm hopeful that they will. I expect that we're going to get what we need. So, saying all of that, it looks like things look good from these videos, but you got a lot going on. And many of the people who personally know me know I got a lot going on. So it looks good online, but it's stressful as heck. However, if I'm gonna have something going on, a whole lot going on, I'd rather have a whole lot going on here than back there. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have it going on here. Somebody asked me, hey man, because again, I'm trying to get my finances in order, and I'm gonna talk about that another day. Watch this fantastic documentary on how to get your money life together on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it. Get Good with Money or something like that. Got me excited about getting my finances in order, saving, investing, budgeting, cutting my expenses. So again, that's a new purpose that I have, and so I'm excited about getting that worked out over the next 12 months. It's going to be boom, 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 boom. Sticking to the plan on the finances side. So I'm excited for that. There's no quick way to get rich. It's simple, but we make it complicated. No matter how much money you make, it's what you save, and not just necessarily what you save, it's also what you invest, and spending less than what you earn. It's simple. Real simple. We overcomplicate stuff. If I make $5,000 a month, I need to be trying to live on $2,000 a month, or $2,500 a month, or even $3,000 a month, and saving the rest and investing the rest. Spend less than you make. It really sums it up. And save and invest the rest. You know what I'm saying? And stick to the plan. Cut your costs, cut your expenses, and much of that has been done just simply by relocating here. So I'm ahead of the game in that department. Now it's time to start putting away and investing and getting that strategy. So I'm looking forward to that, learning how to day trade with Robert. I keep telling y'all, if y'all want to learn how to day trade, check out his course, slowlifetrading.com. Folks are joining his program and they're learning how to day trade. I'm first of the year, I'm gonna be day trading. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just gonna try and learn how to paper trade, get my little skill sets halfway decent before I start putting in this real money. So I'm looking forward to that. So this is a lot of opportunity here for you to learn new stuff if you come in here and you're retired and have a lot of time on your hand. And for those of you who don't have a lot of time on your hand because you got a stressful life back in the States, now you can afford the opportunity in places like Merida or Colombia, Southeast Asia. You can afford to hire some help to get that load off and buy, and in the process you buy more time for yourself to do the things that are important to you, or to do the things that you want to do. So that's my rant for today. Listen, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you hadn't already. Share this video with your family and friends. Post it on Facebook. As you know, I've been banned off of Facebook, but you can copy and post this link and video into your Facebook and share it. And as I always say, if you find that my content is helpful, consider making a donation. This information is on the screen: CashApp, $CartessRoss. If you do Zelle, use my email address, cartess@cartessross.com. If you want to make a donation by credit card, go to the website moveabroadandthrive.com/donate or donations, or just go to moveabroadandthrive.com, and at the top of the website you'll see a link that says donate. Need consultation? Go to the website moveabroadandthrive.com. You'll see a consultation link there as well. Just looking at something, but yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate your support. Have a blessed day.